Pretty good, bro. Not too bad.
It's awesome.
Chilling.
Well,
Got a cup of
it's
coffee.
yeah. Freaking got my got a strawberry monster right here. So good to
Gross.
go. Gross. Yeah. So you pretty much hate all of my drink choices. What
Yeah,
you
pretty
hate my
much.
you hate my diet Coke. You hate my diet whatever it is,
I
which
do.
is
I
in line
think.
with what we're going to talk about.
I think Diet Coke is. I think Diet Coke is for communist, but
What?
No, hey, there was one drink that I liked that you got me hooked on, and that was the Bang energy drinks with the
Oof, yeah.
those were good. And I have to I'm like searching for them at gas stations because there's certain gas stations that don't carry them. But on post where I work, they've got them, and when I go to buy them, I buy like 4 or 5 of them.
Wait, not in a
Stock
day,
up on them.
right? Oh, okay, okay.
No, good lord,
Like,
no,
wow, how does your heart
no,
still beat? Jeez.
no. I just drink one of those. If I'm drinking, yeah, I just do one of those. I used to drink like 3 to 4 energy drinks a day. Oh my gosh, that was nuts.
Well, if it's a Red Bull, like you're always talking
So
about drinking, you could drink 4 or 5 of those a day. Fine. Like, they don't have
yeah,
that much
there's
caffeine.
no, there's only like 80. There's less caffeine in a 12 ounce of those than there is in a cup of coffee. So, but
Right,
it's all the
which
other crap in them.
it's all the other crap.
That's that'll kill you. So,
Yeah, which
but
if
the
you're gonna drink a Red Bull, well, I guess there's a diet version. Never mind.
yeah, and
I
I don't
can't prove
drink
my
it.
point off of that. Yeah, yeah, no way.
I don't drink anything diet, nothing diet. I don't touch it.
So,
Ugh.
so you're gonna be one of the ones that dies from diabetes rather than cancer.
Correct. I will die from diabetes. I will not die from like a tumor or cancer or something like that. Because what's funny is they say, I don't know how true this is, but they say that like the artificial sugars, which by the way, I can't have aspartame. I can't have aspartame because it immediate headache, like immediate terrible headache. Like is all it takes for me is a piece of chewing gum with aspartame in it, and I'm freaking done for the day. Because
Really?
my body just doesn't accept it, and it sends me a massive headache. And so I literally had a piece of chewing gum one day and forgot to check it for aspartame, and I had a headache the whole day because of it. It's like, and I know it, like I've sat there and tracked it, but that aspartame just screws with my body. But like your aspartame and your sucralose and all your other artificial sweeteners, supposedly I got to do a little bit more reading in this, but supposedly your body doesn't break them down, and it doesn't know what to do with it. So your body just
Yeah,
collects it. So your body just keeps collecting it.
but I've heard that, and since it doesn't break it down, it just passes it through.
It
Because
could
if it
pass it through,
collects
or it
it,
just keeps it
I have a storage room somewhere that I don't know about.
that you don't know about. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that I drink way too much diet. Like it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. I
Which
enjoy the
is
sugar stuff. So
it's so gross though, dude.
how is it gross?
You drink a diet Dr. Or a Dr. Pepper with regular sugar in it. Dude, I feel sick after I drink that.
You got to start running.
Start running,
Yeah,
running so
you're
I can drink sugar pop. Yeah, that
yeah.
doesn't sound like a great trade.
It just tastes better. It's so much better.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't anymore.
Honestly, high fructose corn syrup isn't the best, but I will tell you this: is the superior of all Cokes, of all soda pops, is a Coca-Cola in a glass bottle from Mexico. That is the superior because it has actual sugar in it. It's not high fructose corn syrup, and it tastes incredible. The taste is different from a regular Coke. They're awesome.
I believe that though. Yeah, because
So if
in
it's
Mexico it's all different, but it's the same. It's weird. Like
mm-hmm.
there's like cars down there that it's like, oh, that's a Dodge. Wait, I've never seen that before. Oh, that's a Chevy truck. Yeah, and then it's like you say that about Coke, and it's like, yeah, there's probably some sort of secret great Coca-Cola down there that they just keep down there, you know?
It's good. Well, you can get it up here, and it's only in the
Oh,
tall
really?
glass bottles. Yeah, if you have
Oh,
a
okay.
tall glass bottle, that's pure cane sugar. If it's a short glass bottle, that is not pure cane sugar. It's either stevia or most of the time high fructose corn syrup. So those are your two options. I think the stevia they discontinued. There was like a stevia or like raw sugar or something. It was in like they had like a green cap on them, which those actually didn't taste that bad. I had some of those. Those were pretty good. But I think they were like a short period of time and that was it. So
Mm, I do remember the green caps. I don't. I didn't know that was a sugar thing, though. That's interesting.
yeah, it was just, I want to say it was stevia, but I don't know.
Mm. All right.
But
Well, I'm glad we talked about diet drinks then, because
yeah, we
that's
broke
like a
this
big
down.
thing for me. Yeah, that's a big thing for me, especially this last year, because I drank a lot of diet soda while I was losing weight, and it works for me. Um, which is one of what we want to talk about is fitness on this episode here. Um, we discuss fitness like during the week, pretty much off and on quite a bit, dude. What and you've been getting into running a lot more recently. Did you run at the beginning of this year, or is this more recent?
I started running after I went to, so I have to do a physical every year for my job. I have to breathe in this little tube. It's stupid. It's painful. I wish they would create a better way to do it. But like you're basically blowing all the air out of your lungs as fast as you possibly can for an amount of time that's ridiculous. I don't know how long they make me go, but it's like a minute of just blowing nothing because I'm all out of air. So I'm just holding my breath for a minute. And so I kept doing that. And obviously they're measuring like your lungs. And it the last 2 years I dropped a little. And so my lungs weren't what they were before. And I was doing a lot of sitting at my job, just not really, not necessarily not working, but just not really exhausting my lungs or using them in a good manner. And so I was like, well, I need to get this back in shape so that next time I go, I can blow this chart out of the park and my lungs will be better. Because I was falling into that line where they start asking a few more questions and I don't want to have to answer those questions. So
Mm,
it's just like, all right, we'll just do this way and hopefully this next year when we do it, which I think it's coming up in 3-4 months.
okay.
um, Hopefully I'll blow it out of the park, literally. And So yeah, that's why I started running. Was the main reason. And then number two is I was really my cardio was terrible because I did no running at all. So it was like, all right, well, I'll get my legs back in shape, get stretching. I'm not flexible at all. I used to be really bad. Like, how you cross your legs and sit down? Like, I can't do that. I couldn't do that. So I
Yeah,
can now, though. I couldn't do that, though. Like, I would roll back. I would immediately roll back onto my back. Like, I had no flexibility right there in the hips or in the legs or anything. And my wife's helped me out a lot with that because she's super flexible. She does that every single day. So doing stretches and exercises before I run and after I run. So, but that was my main goal.
yeah. I think I do I stretch before every workout though. I like even stretch my legs before I do upper body day. Like so stretching is definitely important for sure. I feel like if you don't stretch after before the workout, usually you just end up really sore and stiff at the end of your workout.
Mm.
That's just what I've noticed. That's why I started stretching because I don't think I was stretching before my workouts for like the first month. I just went in and got my workout done. I was like, this feels horrible. I was like, well, I finally figured it out. Um, but yeah, what were some of your other goals, man, this year? What I mean,
Um, I think I think I told you I was at like 185, pushing 190, and my ideal weight is somewhere around 170 to 175. I'm right about at like 175, 178. Like I'm fluctuating right in there. And so I've lost about 8, 10 pounds. And you can see it. It's pretty good. And so I've definitely reached that goal, and it didn't take me too long to reach that. I don't think I want to drop much more weight at my height. I've put on a little bit more muscle. Um, it's just now that like as soon as you start, it's hard to stop because you're like your body's like, okay, I want more, I
Hmm.
want more, I want more. And so, um, but so I've put on quite a bit of muscle, but honestly, that was my only really goal was drop about 10 pounds. And so like you asked me, I think you asked me like 8, 9 months ago, you were like, Dalton, you have a six pack? And I was like, yeah, I got a six pack. And like in the mirror, like when I'm flexing, it's like, yeah, I have a six pack. But like then when we went and hung out, you were like, bro, I looked and I couldn't see a six pack after we got done with the water ride at the at the water park. And I was like, well, I probably just ate. And I was thinking like, well, if you can't see the six pack after I just ate, like maybe I don't have that great of a six pack, or maybe I've got a little bit too much fat on me. And so like that was part of my motivation. But you probably didn't realize you
Really?
motivated me, but you were like,
Really?
it was like a subtle way of you saying, Dalton, you're getting a little fat. So, which is perfectly fine, which is exactly how I like to take it. But no, so like after that, I was like, okay, all right, I'll make this six pack visible because I know I have the muscle there. Um, and now it's visible. It's visible all the time. And so now I'm wearing the tight shirts again. So that show off my abs and my nips. So this looks great. Just kidding.
That's pretty weird, man.
No, I'm just messing. No, so that was kind of my motivation behind that. So just so it's visible again, and
So
so
what'd your process look like? Did you have a plan, or did you just drop 8, 10 pounds just by really hyper focusing on losing weight?
um, yeah, I had a plan. One was, and it's not like a super in depth plan. I mean, I know that you have definitely an eating schedule that's probably a lot more uh, in focus than mine. I don't try to focus too hard, and like if I were trying to get ripped and shredded, I probably would. Um, but my plan was, I have a bowl that I pretty much get every day, and it's got I think it's like 600 calories in it, 44 grams of protein. It's pretty decent. And normally I double up on the meat, so it's more about 70 to 80 grams of protein. Um, then when I get home, I'll eat another 40 grams of protein, just a little jar of chicken that I get from Aldi's. And normally I eat that protein after I do my run and after I go to the gym. And so that was pretty much my diet. Well, I would also eat dinner, which my wife would make rice and chicken, or something healthy with protein and nothing bad in it. And so I was definitely eating enough. Um, and I probably, if I want to build more muscle right now, I probably need to eat a little bit more than what I'm eating, just because of how much I'm doing a day, and how cold it is up here. But I mean, I've put on some muscle, so I guess I'm eating enough. But not I'm not trying to super focus in on that. I know it's important. It is an important part. Um, but mostly just going to the gym, spending about 30, 45 minutes at the gym, working a different part of my body each and every day, um, and then heading home. So just getting that extra bit of workout in, burning those extra calories, working those muscles a little bit, and then eating the protein and nutrients necessary to rebuild them bigger and stronger. And so that's pretty much what my workout, my routine was. I'd have a chest day Monday. Um, Tuesday, uh, I'd do legs, and it kind of changes up a little bit just on how I feel. Um, Wednesday, I'd do back muscles, arms maybe, and then normally I do 2 chest days in a week because chest day is awesome. I love chest day.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but yeah, that was pretty much how my thing worked out. Um, if I had more weight on me, I'd probably focus a little bit more on my diet. But honestly, I can take a lot of calories and uh, and be okay. So,
Yeah.
but I know
That's
you had like a
awesome.
whole plan. You sent me some pictures and stuff of your whole food and diet and everything, and you got like everything down to a T on your diet, don't you?
Yeah, this last year, I mean, while I was trying to cut weight, because I dropped at one point in time, I had dropped 60 pounds this year, um,
Wow.
which it's back. I mean, I dropped to 60, but now I'm stable. I'm at like just about 50 pounds of weight that I'd lost. Um, but yeah, definitely dialed in this year. It was with every workout, we were we'd we'd lift heavy every workout. We do cardio, but not. I didn't do any running this year. It was more of a quick walk, like 20 minutes incline walk. Um, so it wasn't. It also wasn't like a slow walk. It was like a, I want to say 5. I don't know. But it wasn't like just a casual walk. It was like a brisk incline walk. And then yeah, the diet was I was dialed in, dude. There were days that I definitely ate way too. I didn't eat enough. But I mean,
Hmm.
it was days like that where, yeah, looking back, I would have been like, I should have dialed in on protein and hit my macros, but then I was just focused on calories, and I think that's why I lost weight so quickly at certain periods, is because I wasn't dialed in on my macros as much. But your macros are so important, especially if you're not hitting your protein goals, and then you're like working out, and then you're not getting enough protein. It's like your workout didn't even matter at that point. So, um, the way I look at it is like it's kind of like on a value, like a trade-off, right? Like nowadays, where it's like if I want to go eat this piece of pie, and in your case, eat a piece of pie, it's like how long of a workout? How many days is it gonna take me to catch up, like, if I eat this piece of pie? Um, so I think working out was definitely a big thing because then you look at everything else differently. It's like you worked out today, so do you really want to eat this piece of junk food? Maybe not, you know. But yeah, I mean, I was definitely dialed in on food, calories, macros, and then going to the gym and making sure. So yeah, definitely I got a little too focused for sure. My wife made fun of me a lot because I mean, I swear I had it all down to each piece of rice almost. It was a little too much.
Well, maybe that's like, and maybe that was like good. Maybe that was good. It showed your sincerity towards it, um, and you know, wanting to get the results that you desired. And maybe that's like for some, maybe that's like that's the extent that you have to go to a little bit of an extreme. Like to the normal person, it seems extreme to be like, no, I'm not eating any sugar. Like, oh, okay, that's kind of strange. It's like, well, sometimes you have to take it to an extreme for a little bit so you can get back to what's normal.
Exactly.
There you go. There's your one-liner quote. Sometimes you have to go extreme to get back to what's normal. Um, so no, but
Yeah, you're
no, I
right
think
about
that's
that.
great. I think that shows that you're really caring about what you want to do, and it shows that you really want it, that you're going to succeed with your goal. Because like we're coming up on the New Year's, and Cara just mentioned this to me. She was like, I don't really care to go to the gym during the whole month of January. I was
Well,
like,
she's not
okay.
wrong. Yeah.
And she was, and I didn't even think about it. I mean, I've been to the gym the whole month of January, but I didn't think it was like, well, why is January always packed? The gym always packed. It's like, oh, because these are all the New Year resolution people that want to lose 20 pounds,
In a month.
and yeah, in a month, and they go, and they think just going to the gym, hopping on the treadmill for an hour is going to do it, and it's like, I don't think so. If you don't change what you're eating and you don't, regulate what you're putting in your body, you're not gonna lose that. And you actually made a really good point. Um, to me, several times, my wife makes this point to me all the time too, but it's just about drinking water. Like, just cut out your drinks and just drink water, and you'll lose weight just doing that.
Dude,
um,
that's the thing.
because you cut out so much sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like you don't need to go to the gym if you're trying to lose weight, as long as your diet is on point, right? Like you can lose all the weight you want just by walking around your neighborhood and eating right. And it may take a
Yeah,
little longer because like I think it's like an hour in the gym only burns like 500 calories. Like so you're not actually burning a lot. You're really just building muscle at that point. Um,
hmm.
so I mean, right, the quotes like your abs are made at the dinner table, you know. So if you want abs, it's really where you want to be focused on what you eat, and and that's why I cut out those calorie drinks, man. The sugar drinks is because if you, it's like what 280 calories in a little can of soda, 180.
Never checked.
Exactly, yeah. I could put away two of those a day,
But I believe
easy,
it.
three, four. So getting really specific about like tracking everything really does help. Because
Yeah.
it blow you away, man. Like on how many calories are in everything. It really does when you start to look at it. Because it's like I used to sit down and eat 45 pizza rolls, man. Like those 90 pound. Like oh man, I just freaking binge those during a meal. And then you look at it now, and it's
Holy
like
cow.
I just put away like 5,000 calories in a meal.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we definitely used to eat like a lot of food. Like binge food is a big thing to watch out for. Like when you're shopping, right? Don't buy the big bags of anything. Anything that you could just sit down and forget you're eating. Like bags of Doritos, big bags of
Mm.
candy, like big bags of pizza rolls or cookies, those boxes of cookies. You set that next to you and it's like, wait, I had a whole tray here. Where'd it go? And it's like, oh, oh, and then there you go. It's another 1,000 calories there. And I think
I remember being in the store with my brother, and I was picking up the Oreos, and at that time we were doing workouts. And actually, that was the time where I built a lot of muscle because my brother knew exactly what he was doing. But I was like so in the mood for something sweet, and everybody there was like hardcore on like, let's eat healthy. And I was like, dude, I need something. And so I
yeah,
was like, I grabbed like a bag of Oreos, and I was like, Garrett, it's like, I'll eat a line if you eat a line. It was like I was talking about drugs. Seriously though, like I said it that way. I was like, I'll eat a line if you eat a line. And he was like, What are we doing? Cocaine? Like what is it?
I'll
But he
do a line
agreed
of
to it,
Doritos.
so I got the Oreos. And so like, and we did. We both sat down and we both ate a line of Oreos out of like the family pack. And so, because I feel like that's the only way to do it. Like, you should get a bag of like the Oreos, and like that, it should be 3 servings, and that's it.
Dude,
And you're done with your pack.
it's a lot of calories just for one of those cookies.
Oh, I know. It's a lot. That was when I was 16, 17, though. My metabolism was through the roof. So,
Doesn't even matter. Yeah.
Didn't even matter. It'll matter in a few years. It'll be like, remember all those Oreos you ate? Here they are.
Stop your heart.
So yeah, stop your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way we do sweets though now, it's like you definitely should have some sweets, like, but you can buy like little packs of candy and stuff, and it's like 60 calories. Treat yourself a little bit, right? Or maybe have one day
Yeah.
where you carb overload and have a line of Oreos. Do a line of Oreos, man.
Yeah.
That should be on a t-shirt.
Do a line of
I'll do a line. You
Oreos.
do a line. It's like a bag of Oreos. It's open. That'd be a funny t-shirt.
Have like the guy's head up there with his nose, like sniffing the Oreos.
That would be cool, actually. But yeah, let's keep
Yeah.
this rolling. How's your mindset towards fitness, like at the beginning of the year and now? Like, how do you view it?
Um. Hmm. Probably a few things that I've changed that I view a little bit differently is and something you mentioned is stretching. Is before when I went to the gym, I did very little stretching, and now I do a lot of stretching. And mostly that's because I need to because I'm very not flexible. And so, but I've come quite a ways with stretching, and my wife has definitely helped me with that. Um, but sort of a different mindset changes. I think fitness is probably going to be. I'm looking at it like it's going to be that's going to be half my workout is just stretching, um, just
Totally.
because I don't do it. Maybe for some others that they don't have to stretch as long, but probably as long as I work out, like my stretching is probably going to be half that time or more. Um,
Interesting.
so that's definitely kind of a thing that I've got to calculate into my time to manage. Um, and so the other thing is it eating the diet. Honestly, my diet hasn't changed a whole lot. And that's probably why I didn't put on a lot of weight when I wasn't going to the gym. Because I think, and I think his name's Warren English. We
Hmm.
had him on the show once. He talks a lot about your diet and the nutrients that you need so that you're not craving things all the time. And so, um, one of the things just changing was eating vegetables and things that have those nutrients in it so that you're not craving. And I think that would be a key thing for a lot of people that want to lose weight is make sure you're eating stuff that fulfills the needs of your body so that your body's not craving sugars and craving, things that are flavorful. Um, so I would definitely say that's kind of changed my look a little bit on fitness is making sure that what you eat is is sustaining, not just sustaining, but fueling your body. Um, and I'll tell you, like the go to meal every single day that I go to is Qdoba, and they'll basically outline exactly what's in your bowl. And it's, as far as I know, it's fairly healthy. They have sautéed peppers, so you're getting sautéed peppers with some seasonings on it. You're getting your chicken or steak. There's your protein. You're getting 2 scoops of rice, your tomatoes, cilantro, onion. Um, then you get your avocado in there, um, a little verde sauce, which also has tons of spices and seasonings and good things that are for you that you're also eating. Throw a little cheese on it. Cheese ain't bad for you. Too much cheese is bad for you, but a little bit. And that's pretty much what I eat every single day. And I think I actually sent a picture to the group chat of exactly what's in that bowl. Um, and after I get done eating that, like just about every day, I'm not going through the day hungry for a lot of things. And so, like when I get home, it's like dinner's there, and it's like, yeah, okay, here's my meal that I up. If I want to, I'll up my protein. I'll up whatever calories I need. and that's it because I'm not craving food.
Yeah.
Um, and so, whereas prior, if you're going to Panda Express or you know different places that it's just like you're eating junk food
Hmm.
or just food that's not super healthy for you, fast food, your body's going to keep craving more food later.
Yeah.
You go to a Chinese place and you eat for like 30 minutes and then you're hungry in 2 hours again and you ate like a ton. That's like your body didn't get what it needed to get. And so, but so that's definitely a different mindset. I kind of look forward. Um, uh, the other thing is the change that I did in the gym. I would go to the gym and I would be doing like 3 sets, 4 sets of everything that I had planned out. Um, and I started following this guy and watching some of the stuff he does. Um, and his channel, I think it's called Athlean on YouTube. Um, and he does a lot of like the 100. He calls them the 100 workouts, and it's just a pretty. I mean, it's an intense workout, but it you get done at the gym a lot quicker, and you feel like you got a better workout in, or at least I do. And so that's something I've been doing and changing rather than spending an hour in the gym thinking that oh well, I spent a whole hour here, so I must be doing good. It's like no, you can waste an hour in the gym and not succeed at anything if your diet's not right. Um, and so those are the things that I just my mind's focused a little bit more on is those two things that they really to not waste your time, I guess, is in that manner. But I don't know if that answers your question. But how's your view at it changed?
Well, I liked your point where you were like you're not focused so much on eating, you're focused on getting the nutrients you need. Because that was a big thing for me too at the beginning of the year was like when you're used to eating a lot and then you switch to managing and tracking all that. Well, if you eat certain types of food, then you're hungry very much quicker. So like what my challenge was finding foods that definitely curbed that hunger really early in the morning and just curbed it throughout the entire day. So like in the morning,
Mm,
like I drink a Monster, right? And that curbs my hunger for hour and a half, 2 hours. And then it's like, okay, that's a good time to have a protein yogurt or a protein bar, protein milk, Um, and then you space that out every hour and a half, and then by the end of the day, it's like, oh man, I just ate 500 calories. It's time for supper, but I've also had 50 grams of protein, So like really thinking about how your body gets hungry was definitely important for me. Um, to actually just like not not eat those big meals, Definitely spacing out the foods and then eating the high protein foods. But as far as like my mindset towards fitness goes, like at the beginning of the year, it was definitely goal focused. Like I was like, all right, I got to get my six pack, And then once I hit my six pack, I was like,
mm,
what's next, right? So now it's like what I'm focused on, my mindset towards fitness is it's like it's how you keep the monsters away, right? Just part of the journey now. It's how you stay disciplined, focused, and then it's a place to push yourself. So I look at it more of like a part, like a self-development step in my week, right? Because you have to have the discipline to show up. You have to mentally push yourself and push yourself harder to where it's not like you don't give up when it's hard, right? So if the weight's heavy, can you push yourself a little further? And I think that translates into life a little bit. It's like, can you, like, yeah, life is hard. Can you take another step though? Right? So
yeah.
it's definitely part of just being a little bit better every day, every week is just showing up to the gym. at this point because I don't really have any other goals. Like, sure, I'm trying to get a little bigger, more defined. That's cool and all, but that's really a lifetime journey. You know, I'm not trying to do a film role where I'm a Captain America or something like that. So I don't have big goals like that. But yeah, I'd say that's what's definitely changed for me, where it's like I'm trying to fall in love with the process of life rather than fall in love with the outcome and focus on the outcome.
Yeah, I like that. And as we do that, like one of the things like I was telling you, I do this 100. It's like I spend less time in the gym now because I do the 100. So it's like as we figure out ways to do things faster and more efficient, like then we free up our time and we make better progress. And so like that's definitely one mindset that like as you're going through it, like that you should probably have is like, hey, there's probably a better way to do this. It's like the more I learn, the quicker I learn it, the better it'll be off. And the less it'll be such a burden on me as time wise, and it'll be enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
And one thing I
because
learned,
I know a lot of people spend an hour a day, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if you can go to the gym in the morning and it works for you, do that. I think that's what I'm gonna try to start doing now. Is this Thursday? I was a little like my schedule's thrown off, so I decided to just go to the gym before work, and I did upper body day, pushed myself, really great workout, and then I went to work, and the rest of the day was a breeze. Like it was just easy, like it made the day easier.
Mm.
And it was like by the time it was like 4 or 5, I was like, wow, this was a productive, good, solid day. Because I usually go to the gym afterwards, right? So if you can go to the gym in the morning, I I definitely recommend trying it because like I mean, it's definitely helped me a little bit. That one day, I'm like, all right, I got to try this again. But if only if it makes sense. Like when I first started working out, I'd go at 5 in the morning. Dude, that's not sustainable. Like for me, it's not sustainable. There's just there's no reason to be up that early if you're a sane human being. I know I could get a lot of flack for that, but like, it's your life, right? So you could do what works for
Well,
you.
yeah, it comes back to it comes back to all of what your goals are. It's like if your goal is to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, wake up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Wake up at 4 in the morning. Screw 5 in the morning. It's like no, you need to be up an hour early. But like the majority of people are not trying to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's like you got to figure out what works for you. And I think that's definitely one way is like when you get in shape, after you get in shape and you're at a good spot, like what I'm right now, which I didn't have like a huge way to go. I didn't have a lot of weight I needed to lose or nothing, but like at this point, and this is probably a little bit of a mindset change. I was sitting here thinking about the question as you asked it, but like now my mindset is just like, how can I strengthen my endurance? Like, how can I up my endurance? Because it, I think like if, if you're doing the bare minimum and then you fail or you lose control and you start putting weight back on, it's going to be harder than to lose it again. But if you're doing more than the bare minimum or you're upping your endurance after you get in shape. Like a lot of people get in shape or they reach their goal and then they stop. It's like, oh, I reached my goal. Now I'm good. I don't have to do all these things that I was doing. I can cheat a little bit and I can go back to what I was my normal diet. And it's like, no, your normal diet, your normal way of living is how you got there in the first place. So you can't go back to that or else you're going to be in the same situation in 4 years again or in 2 years again. And you'll not pay attention to it because we wake up and see ourselves in the mirror every day. And so we just see a slight change. Our mind gets used to it until it's 3 years down the road and we look at a picture from 3 years ago and we're like, oh crap, I'm fat, And so it's like, you have to be careful with that. So like, for me, definitely endurance is something that I'm going to be focusing on. And in my runs, I think I did it once and I need to start doing it more. But in running, I started doing weighted runs. So I'm now running with about 60 pounds on me, um, an extra 60 pounds, um, 3 miles. Um, and that'll up my endurance. It'll up my ability to, then when I go on my normal run, it's going to be like, oh, this was easy. Now I can run further. It's like, and I'm not as wore out. So I'm not carrying 60 pounds of extra weight on me, and just kind of pushing through it and building up your endurance and your strength, which is building your strength. And you get to a point where then if you have a busy month and you're not able to get to the gym, or this or that, it's like, okay, that's not too bad. You can get back on track. But to the people that just sit there and play the line, it's like you're going to be frustrated a lot more. I think if you just play the line of your body of, well, this is the bare minimum, so this is what we're going to do. And I think those people end up a lot more frustrated.
Yeah, there's something about pushing yourself a little further, with your weighted runs and all that. Like, especially running, just from what I've been hearing on the internet, like it's definitely it's a lot harder than working out, like than being in the gym, because your everything in your body is telling you to quit while you're running sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fact that you can just tell yourself, no, I'm gonna keep pushing further, and just see how far you go, like that sort of just mental, strength is
It's a mind game.
exactly, yeah, and that definitely translates to
Yeah.
life for sure. Because it's like if you can teach yourself to be like, all right, one more in the gym, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna add a little bit here. When something in life happens, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna try one more time. And you could just hear that little voice in your head of like, all right, I gotta go a little harder. Let's do this. Let's try a little bit. Can I go one
Mm-hmm.
more day? Uh,
That's like your endurance. Like that's what builds endurance, is like doing something that really freaking sucks, so that what you normally do is a walk in the park
yeah,
to keep what you want as normal. So it's like for me, it was running 3 miles to start a day sucked, and I started at 1 mile. I wasn't even at 3 miles. I could barely run 1 mile, and so it's like, okay, now I'm running 3 miles, so now I've made that 1 mile easy. I can run that 1 mile. So if I don't have time in the day to run my 3 miles, if I'm having a busy day, which this last week has been kind of that way, and I haven't ran as much, but I've at least gotten 1 mile in each and every day. And a couple of days I got 3 miles, but normally I want 5 days of 3 miles. And so, how do I make 5 days of 3 miles easy? How do I make that easy now? And that's what I'm working on, and is doing something that sucks. So it's like now I'm running shorts, no shirt, all the way down to 20 degrees, 3 miles. If it's below 20 degrees, I'm wearing a pair of joggers and a t-shirt. But if it's above 20 degrees, there's no shirt, in shorts, and I'm running in that. Raining, snowing, I don't care, because it sucks. That's just what it is. It sucks doing that. And probably below 20 degrees, it sucks even more, because I was borderline feeling my body getting frostbite one night, because it was like right at 20 degrees, 21 degrees. So it's like you do that, then the next day it's 40, 50 degrees. It's like, this is easy. This is nothing. It's nothing compared to what I did yesterday. And so you do that enough times, you build your endurance, you go, this is nothing. This is easy. And your mind then I think can overcome it a whole lot easier and just push through it. And so, but I would say that's definitely a mindset change that I think some people have to make if they really just want to stay in their fit condition their entire life, and not keep falling out of it and keep having to take time and miss out on opportunities because they didn't take time in the past when they could.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's a good point there. Do the hard things to make
but
the the regular things easy. Most people don't want to do the hard things.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think that sums it up, man. I think that's kind of touched on everything. The last question I had was how has fitness affected your outlook on life, and I feel like you just kind of hit that.
Yeah, I think it can be applied that the line that you just said is do the thing that sucks so that your regular thing is easy. You can apply that just about anywhere in life, and then you're going to be leveling up all the time.
Right. Yeah, and I think the way this ties into like purpose is that you get to choose, right? You get to choose if you work out. You get to choose um, if you're gonna lift that load that day, you know. Um,
Yeah.
and then looking at fitness as just part of a life journey, just not a series of goals, you know. And I wouldn't even put fitness as my New Year's resolution, right? Because it's like no, it's more like a life resolution. It's more like it's part of my purpose because me getting in shape has affected weird. It's weird how like it's affected other people and people I don't even talk to, you know. Um, so it's just really strange how you deciding to get up and lift a load affects other people without you even realizing it, you know. So anyways, I think that's a probably a good spot to wrap it up. But do you have any thoughts on that?
My only thought was New Year's resolutions are overrated. They're just why are you waiting until the new year to make a resolution? Make it now. Like I never understood New Year's resolutions. It's like I get the idea. Like let's start the new year with new ideas and a new way to move forward. It's like why don't you start it today then?
Mm-hmm.
It's like quit overloading the gym on January. It's like no nobody likes it. Nobody likes going to the gym and seeing an extra 100 people in there just because you think that a New Year's resolution is going to change your life. A New Year's resolution isn't going to change your life. You deciding that you want it is going to change your life. Quit waiting for the new year and just do it. It's like if you don't have money for a trainer or whatever, like just go and try different things. Try different things until it works, but don't quit on it. It's like don't try every January and then say, well, I guess we'll wait till next year and I can make the same New Year's resolution to fail at it again. It's like no, keep failing until you figure it out. And so it's like I don't know. That was my thought. It's like I hate New Year's resolutions. I think it's kind of a stupid thing to associate a lifestyle change with a time in the year.
Exactly.
It's like the time should be now. Don't Why are we waiting until January
Yeah.
1st? It's like and that's you. Like you didn't wait till January 1st. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And look at you now. It's like you're 60 pounds lighter. You're freaking fit. You've got a six pack. It's like it wasn't a New Year's resolution. And I think a majority of successes aren't New Year's resolutions.
Right.
So make it a today resolution. That's what I'd kind of finish on is just in that aspect. Make it today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like if you're not doing it now, you're not gonna do it when you think you're gonna do it. Same with like
Yeah.
anything in life. It's like, oh, when I turn 21, this is when I'm gonna do this. It's like, nah, if you're not doing it now, you're not gonna do it. I'll wait till the end. I'll wait till January to start going to the gym. It's like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen because like
No.
your motivation is just up and down, right? And if you don't just take the action,
Yeah.
but
It just takes sacrifice. It just takes sacrifice, and I think that's what a lot of people don't want to do. Is they don't want to take sacrifice. It's like cut something out that's pointless. Maybe it's not pointless. Maybe it really means something to you, but it's like at some point in time, it's not going to mean anything to you because you're not going to be able to do it because you're unfit to be able to do it. So get your body in shape. Get yourself in shape to where you can keep doing the things that you love to do. But for the time being, you're probably going to need to take an hour, hour and a half out of your daily life to go get yourself in shape. So,
Yeah, I think it's it's I think it's not really it's a new year, it's time to make a new goal. It's more like I'm at the bottom of my rope. It's time to make a change, right? I think that was my thing.
yeah,
Like I was just like it was one day I was like I looked in the mirror, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's time to make a change, and that's when I made the change. It wasn't definitely wasn't the new year. But anyways, man, it was great talking to you about this. I
yeah.
freaking love this episode because if we look back, 12 months ago, bro, looking at I look for me myself, like looking at myself on the podcast. Whoa, you know, you can tell. So it's just cool to see the recorded transformation, I guess. So, anyways, man, it's good talking to you, and we'll see everyone soon. So.
All right. See y'all later.